owing back to the community rather than just seeking from it. So myself, Jadavanusha, along with my co-host Sanidhya Sinha, are the anchors of today's session, and we will try our best to make it a great one. So we have a list of inspirational people who have made a difference in the world by helping the underprivileged. It said that one who is young today will be old someday, and one who is rich today may not be the same the next day. The only thing that remains with our entire lives is knowledge. And today, in this session of Conclave, we are collaborating with the foundation that brings everyone into light from darkness by providing knowledge. We have two such speakers from the U&I Trust, Chandra Gupta ma'am and Rohit Kumar sir, who are working selflessly for the betterment of society by providing knowledge and healthcare services to the needy. Welcome, ma'am and sir. It is really a great honor to have you both in here this session. It's really great that we are getting a chance to explore your great works. And we hope everyone present here will learn a lot at the end of this session. We request you all to be energetic and attentive throughout the session, as we will be providing you with a feedback form at the end, along with asking your views and suggestions. And those found interesting will be shared in today's session. So show your enthusiasm and acknowledge the valiant efforts of the team. And before move ahead, I would like to thank our digital media partner, Silchar Live and Ishan Bangla, our knowledge partner, Think India, title sponsor, Get Your Homes, and lastly, our print media partner, Prant Jyoti, for believing in us, helping us organize this event and giving our vision live. So with no more delay, let's make a start.
Thanks a lot, Anusha. Shall I consider it to start our session?
Yes, sir. Sir will give the intro and then we'll call upon. So here we have a faculty coordinator, Dr. Partha sir, who is from Electrical Engineering Department and our faculty coordinator of Gyansagar. I take this opportunity to call the sir to address our audience with his words of wisdom.
Very good evening to Mr. Rohit Kumar, our guest of speaker today, and very good evening to Ms. Chandra Gupta, another guest speaker for today's session. So I welcome all of you in this conclave, Utthan. So my dear colleague, Suprabha Jena Madam, who is another faculty coordinator, and my dear students. So it is my great privilege to be present here. So to be part of your extended Gyansagar family. So it is always being a great moment to hear some experience and to know something from the other persons who are working in the similar way towards betterment of the society. So also I wish that the students will get motivated and they will gather more knowledge from the people like Chandra Madam and like Rohit sir. So with their sharing experiences and their guidance, so maybe we can reach towards the more number of peoples and we can help the more number of villagers, more number of peoples in the society. In that way, we can, I guess, change something towards the society. So with this short note, I would like to thank you all. So let us start the session for today. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Pranjit Burman, sir, is a Dean of Student Welfare at NIT Silchar. He is an Associate Professor in Department of Chemistry, and his works has been published in many research papers. He did PhD from prestigious Guwahati University in 2004 and joined NIT Silchar in 2005. Sir, your life is a precedent for one and all, a gentleman and a fine specimen of human values who really explicits responsibility. Thus, I take this opportunity to call upon Dr. Pranjit Burman sir, Dean SW, to share his words of wisdom.
Yeah, it's audible. China, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
you are
you-
audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Sina, and good evening to all of you. So it's my pleasure that during the pandemic situation also, our Gyansagar, that club or society, whatever you are telling, they are working very hard from last few years. Not only in this education sector, they are in the health sector also. They are doing very much clear about this COVID situation. So I cannot forget about their help in this neighboring village also, because during this 2 years pandemic situation, they are preparing that handmade masks and the sanitizer. They are preparing here itself and distributed in the village also. And with this one, we are welcome these NGOs also, that these non-profit NGOs, they are coming forward to help this our Gyansagar society. And Gyansagar, these students are really in this pandemic situation, they are attending here, they are going to again helping these people. In education sector also, they are teaching that class 9 and 10 student. So I'm very glad about this, our students. So I hope that whatever their effort is given and it will continue. And I hope this near future that new generation, means wherever the new students are coming in this institute, maybe last second year and third year students, though they are not able to come here, but unfortunately that we are going to call in the month of March. So I request all these Gyansagar, whatever students are available, should conduct a meeting with this new one, means second year and as well as third year students. So they should also know whatever you have performed last few years and how you are giving the help and to this society near village people, especially they need your help, because if you see nearby villages, they are very poor people as well as not educated too much. So they are very happy that they are getting this help from our Gyansagar, that whatever members are there, so active members. So as well as this NGO, whatever that speaker today is that coming, I think one is Rohit Kumar. So welcome Rohit Kumar. And I think Chandraji Gupta, am I correct? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
both of you are most welcome to this platform. So we hope that our students are aggressively waiting how they can do more better in their future. So in this conclave too, I wish the grand success. So morning I could not attend because of my personal issue. Whatever it may be, tomorrow again I'll join, and I want to see how can these people can in future they can success in their performance. Means they have already shown their credit, and they have shown already whatever they wanted during their parallel study as well as helping hand to this society also. So we want more from your side, and whatever helping hand you require from Dean SW side, I'm always here. Anytime you can approach me, and I'll try my best to help in this regards. So again, Swan, thank you all of you, and all the others are waiting for the resource person, whatever they are telling, and they are going to give their ideas and sharing with this our students. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sina.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now, I would like to give a brief introduction about the social wing of NIT Silchar, Gyansagar. Gyansagar is the charitable wing of NIT Silchar. It was initiated by the student community to bridge the social gap by uplifting the deprived section of society. Gyansagar, which was started with the motive of imparting education in the nearby villages, has come a long way to start many development programs. Developments are in terms of spreading education, IT education, JEE NEET guidance, health awareness, job opportunity awareness, organizing social drives, etc. Its services helped it to get the special mention from a former education minister, Shri Ramesh Pokhriyalji. A tiny spark can start a forest fire. A bit of inspiration can mold a soul for generations to admire. So, Gyansagar is organizing its first ever conclave, Utthan, to bring together communities and personalities from across the country who have selflessly worked for the development of thousands and inspired another 1,000 souls to join the movement of social work. Utthan, united to teach, harness and nurture, is directed to pay a tribute to the NGOs and people who have been working to achieve the noble vision of a better life for every section of society. So come on, let's spread the tales of humanity.
So, do you know how an NGO is put in a place? When does a selfless hobby unfold into an organization? A pivotal moment and a soul to see, to understand what it is. So the beginning of this trust goes back to 2011 when Ajit Sivaram and Satish Manchikat, co-founders of U&I Trust, were running an HR agency. After sundown, they would go to teach the underprivileged students with what they had in hand, computers and books. With some help from their social groups, the children are provided with the help and they ensure that they will always have access to it. This is the sprout that now grew into a canopy of more than 3,000 active volunteers and unfurling across 33 cities, providing shade to over 2,500 children. The Trust of U&I looks over various of its programs, two of which are U&I Tech and U&I Care. The team at U&I Tech monitors the educational requisites of the children. Their tech program extends to aligning their life with a bright future, helping them transform their socio-economic standards, whereas the U&I Care community mainly contributes to rehabilitation of mentally challenged and in improvement of healthcare facilities. In collaboration with various local care homes, they help in nurturing them by providing medical and hygienic care, providing a second chance to those in need.
It's a great pleasure for me to introduce to you all our speakers for today's session, Chandra Gupta ma'am and Rohit Kumar sir. Chandri ma'am is the cluster manager and teach manager of U&I Trust in Guwahati and Kolkata branch, where Rohit sir is a part of the foundation, working as the teach manager in Bhubaneswar and Shillong branch. Our speakers are going to talk about the foundation and the journey throughout this. I'm sure we will be enriched with knowledge after the completion of the session. Once again, I welcome all of you to the session. Let us move ahead.
So we, the society, owe a vote to the game changers like you and I. Gyansagar has prepared a short appreciation video for the trust. So everyone, hold your breath and let's take a small ride through their journey with this video clip. We showed glimpse of your journey and we hope you really enjoyed it. So moving forward, I take immense pleasure in requesting our guest speaker, Chandra ma'am, the sculptor of determination and self-confidence, who incessantly chisels only the excellence of the individuals, to please come up for her words of wisdom and knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this introduction. This really means a lot to us in terms of the beautiful introduction that has been given. And we really thank the platform for giving you and I this opportunity to share our experience and our journey in the field of social sector. We are really thankful, and we have made a presentation to take all of you through the journey of U&I and to share with you our journey of all these years. So thank you for this opportunity, and we would want to share this journey with all of you. I would want to call upon Rohit, who is the co-speaker, to start the presentation.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Chandu. Thanks a lot, Anusha and Sina, for welcoming us. Let me know if you're all able to see my screen once. Yes.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for confirming it. And I really welcome everyone for this event. And it's really a great pleasure for us to be here and speak about U&I. And I would welcome Chandu to speak about how we started as an organization. We will be covering different aspects of U&I. We'll be speaking about how we started, what programs do we do, and how you all can also be part of the U&I. We'll also be speaking about me and Chandra's experiences in the beautiful community of U&I. Here you go, Chandra.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rohit. And we have this presentation where we want to take you through the journey of U&I and also tell you that how you can be a part of our beautiful community and create change and be the change. So to start with, we want to talk about how U&I started. Right. And as it was told in the introduction that was beautifully given about our organization, I want to talk about that journey when our founders, Satish Manchikanti and Ajit Shivaram, used to go to the Institute of the Mentally Handicapped Children, and they used to work there in terms of volunteering. They used to volunteer with their friends. They used to go there. They used to play with the children. They used to be there, clean the compound, and be there with their friends. They saw the journey of volunteering starting there with their friends. And slowly, from a few, it became a volunteering journey of 50 individuals who would come and be there at the Institute of the Mentally Handicapped Children. And also, as it was shared, that there was an office where there were 6 friends, including our co-founders, Ajit Shivaram and Satish Manchikanti, who used to be there and had a tiny office where computer classes used to be taken for students. There were 15 students from the nearby urban slums who used to come to the office and who used to be there in the evening computer classes. And our founders, Satish Manchikanti and Ajit Shivaram, realized from there, that was back in 2011, that from there the birth of U&I took place. U&I started there where they realized the power of volunteering community, where the volunteers and the children used to come together to study, and they understood that in the field of education, how much the power of volunteering can do and how much impact the power of volunteering can happen. And from there, back in 2011 in Bangalore, Karnataka, U&I started. This was the beginning started by our founders, and this was the beginning from 15 children to where we will show you the journey of today of U&I. So in terms of today, if you see, we are currently in 39 cities across India. And we are currently working with 100 plus learning centers across different community centers, different shelter homes, orphanages, and working with 2,000 plus children. We are also working with 2,000 plus children with a volunteering community of more than 5,000 volunteering community. And this shows us that the power of volunteering is so powerful that we have grown from 15 students back in 2011 to being here with 2,000 children across 39 cities of this country today. And this is where the story started back in 2011. And here we are today. And as you can see here, we are just getting started as an organization, as U&I, as a community. And this is just the beginning. And this is where we are today. And we have such a long way to go. So we want to also share with you about this beautiful certification, this beautiful acknowledgement that we have received. It's the U&I Impact, the Great Place to Work 2021, where U&I is India's under top 10 NGOs to work for. So it comes under the top 10 NGOs to work for in India, and it has been certified with the Honorable Great Place to Work, where we bring in the community that is powerful, impactful, and has been certified with such an honor. And it is such a moment of being proud for each and every one of us in the community of U&I. So we want to share a quote with you all that says, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." So it is the belief that all of them, when it started back in 2011 to where we are today, it started with a small group of thoughtful citizens, that we are a powerful community that is working across 2,000 children and 5,000 volunteers. So we want to share this amazing journey with you ahead. So in this journey, I want to share about my journey as well as to why I do what I do. So I have been in the field of social sector for a very, very long time. I started my journey with volunteering during my college days. And from the journey of volunteering across different organizations, I realized that I want to be in the social sector forever in my life, and I want to create impact. I want to be the change. So I wanted to pursue social work. I went ahead and I also pursued my master's in social work. And then I started my journey in terms of working as a professional social worker in the field of development sector. That is where, when my journey from volunteering to studying social work to working in the field, I realized at every step there is so much work to do, there is so much impact to create, and there's so much opportunity for the country's growth and development to happen. And in that terms, I saw myself grow as an individual, and I saw myself creating that possibility of that change one step at a time. And in my journey today with U&I, with my experiences across the different fields that I have worked with in social work, when I came to U&I, it helped me to understand the power of community, the power of culture. And in this journey of being in social work, it has helped me to be more kind, more empathetic, more understanding as a person. Working with U&I, it has been a beautiful journey of 3.5 years for me. And in terms of this journey, I have realized that it has helped me to understand people better. When I work with people, when I work with the volunteers, the leaders who work with U&I, it helps me to learn from them. It helps me to be a person with better understanding of the other person. And in the whole journey of U&I, the most special has been working with students in the field of education, where I've realized that there is so much potential in terms of the growth of the children, in terms of the education sector for every student across different parts of this country to get that access of quality education. It is so important that outreach happens to students who are from the underprivileged background, and it motivates me to work every day that I'm working towards that cause. And to talk about my journey of 3.5 years has been has been great in terms of understanding this, that there is so much opportunity to work in this field of education, where the access of education has to reach each and every child in this country. and to come to terms with that, yes, I am in the process of it, I am in the pathway of it. It really motivates me to do why I do what I do. And I want to say that being here and being representing UNI, it really is, I'm so grateful that I am a part of a community that is being the change. And currently, I'm working as a cluster manager, as a teach manager with cities of Guwahati, Kolkata, and it really gives me a lot of pride to say that at every step that we take across every city, we are able to reach out to more children. We're able to reach out and give that access to quality education. And I want to say that being here, being being able to talk about it is also a very, very moment of gratefulness for me, where I can share why I do or what I do and to be a part of a community of change. So thank you so much. And I shall give it ahead to my co-speaker, Rohit.
Thanks a lot, Chandri. Thanks a lot. It was really nice to listen to you and your story. And moving on, I'll be speaking about few of our programs, what we do in UNI, so that even the Gyansagar team can understand how different organizations work and also take few things back to their organization and try to do it. Speaking about UNI, I think also someone also spoke about this. We have three programs which we do with UNI. One is U&I Teach, the other is U&I Care, and the other is U&I Ignite. To briefly tell you, U&I Teach teaches kids in different cities. U&I Care runs different shelter homes and homes for people. U&I Ignite is a short-term volunteering program. We'll get into all these three programs in deep while going through the PPT so that you can understand what these programs look like. Moving on to what does U&I Teach do? And I and Chandra are also part of U&I Teach. So speaking about what U&I Teach does, is we have around 5,000 plus volunteering group, which also includes our alumni and people who have been volunteered with us until now. We have around 2,000 students whom we teach on daily basis or weekly basis, how we teach them. We work on current day, we work with around 104 centers throughout India and in 39 cities across India. In different cities, we work in different way. In some cities like Bangalore, Mumbai, and Chennai, we have number of centers like 15 centers, 16 centers in the cities. And there are few cities where we have 4 centers, 5 centers, or 1 center, or few cities which are just being started. So I've also put down few names of the cities where we go and work. Moving on, why do we do and what do we do in Teach program? Is as you all might know, because even Gyansagar goes and teaches kids is what I understood by the introductions. We have seen that there's a lot of lack of English in the kids who are not able to afford education or the underprivileged sector in the rural areas of India. There's a lack of quality of education. There's a big digital gap which we see among other students and the students here. And also, most of the students who enroll in our program are first generation learners. So if you all don't know what first generation learners are, is they are basically the first generation of students who are going to school or learning. The parents have not been educated. So these are called first generation learners. So most of the kids who enroll with us are also first generation learners. And they also lack role models. To speak about role models, I think you all study in NIT Silchar, right? And you all would have enrolled for studying in NIT Silchar because you would have some role model in your life who would have studied in an IIT or an NIT. You would have seen someone grow as a person. You would have seen someone and taken inspiration from them. But a lot of students coming from this rural background don't have that role models to go for and learn from. And it's very important for also to provide those role models for them. So these are few things which we saw that there was lack in a lot of rural areas, which was lack of English, quality of education, digital gap, first generation learners, and role models. To solve this, we started a U&I Teach program where we go and teach them English so that they can become better in English. We take tuition classes. So just to give also insights about English and tuition classes, Whereas in tuition classes, we teach the kid what they're studying in school. But in our English program, we don't teach according to the student's standard which they are in school. So if a student is in first standard, we're not necessarily go and teach them first standard English or second standard English, but we pre-assess them. We make sure that they have to have a strong base of English. So even if a ninth standard student doesn't know what's there in first standard English, we go and teach them according to our own levels. So we make sure that the base is also strong for them, for which we have a beautiful team in our office which builds content and creates content for teaching them. Uh, and also because we also provide them access to technology, especially because of pandemic, they have been given to access of technology. We have sent, if I'm not wrong, 300 or 400 plus laptops to all our centers, so they can come use laptops and learn through digital access. That also tries to solve the problem of digital gap which rural people are having. And at last, role models, right? A lot of our volunteers and leaders go and interact to these kids on day-to-day basis. And what this does is this acts as a role model for all the students. And hence we try to make a balance of whatever was lacked by doing the U&I Teach program. Speaking about more in depth about how we do this after school program is we strive for English literacy. We do a lot of outcome-based academic interventions, objective oriented life skill trainings, and also we are very committed to child protection. I hope you all know about child protection. We also do digital literacy, external interventions like counseling program, physical health interventions, medical support, and other things. We also make sure that they are enrolled in creative reading programs where we try to give students to read for pleasure so that they also start a habit of reading and take it in day-to-day basis, and also in terms of emotional intelligence. So these are few programs which we do as U&I Teach. And why is our Teach program a very high impact program? Is we always strive for 1:1 teacher student ratio, like one volunteer teaches one student in our centers. We have structured and standardized programs throughout all these centers. Like when I mentioned you 104 centers, if you go to any center, you'll see the structure of the program would be similar, so that we have a similar kind of teaching methods and methodology used in all of our centers. We have a great, strong community throughout the country for every city and every center. And as I already told you, the access to technology also helps us as teaching individuals and the kids to learn by using different kind of creative models. And we also make sure that all our volunteers who go and act as teachers are trained properly. We train them on weekly and monthly basis to make them better in teaching, so that every student feels that he is going to learn something new every day when he comes and attends a U&I program. So this is all about U&I Teach program, and I would give it over to Chandra to speak about U&I Care.
Thank you so much, Rohit, for talking about the TEACH program. I would take you all through the U&I Care program and what we do as a part of this program in our organization. So, in terms of U&I Care, what we do is we are working currently in terms of we work in state homes in Bangalore. So, in the state run homes, we are working with special need and at risk men, women, and children who the society has abandoned. And what we do is we strive to bring transformation in their lives. And in the state run homes that we work with, we provide them with all the facilities that are required that will be giving them the dignity that they deserve. We work with the state run homes across different aspects, across different needs and different things that are required for the respective special need individuals. Where we are looking at special need classes, we provide them with vocational training. We give them health and hygiene in terms of organizing medical camps, dental camps for them. We also celebrate birthdays where we give them that special feeling of being together and being a part of this community, and we provide them with physiotherapy. To talk about these in details, we would go into the next slide where we would talk about that what are the different aspects that we are looking into, right? Providing them health and hygiene is extremely essential. In the state-run homes, the resources of giving them health and hygiene, where that support is given of regular checkups, of regular hygiene check, is very important, and that is taken care by the staff that is there of UNI in these respective state-run homes that works with the special need individuals. We also provide them with vocational training, life skills training that will help them to also develop their skill sets. We provide them with physiotherapy that will help them in their motor skills, that will help them in the uh, different aspects of their skill sets physically as well. We enhance their cognitive and social skills so that they are able to also, in terms of communication, they are able to also enhance the cognitive skills. So we are able to provide them with those knowledge base, with those skills as a part of the program. And we build a curriculum for the individuals with special needs so that they're able to also read, they're able to write, and they're able to go ahead with the skills that is required. And the curriculum will be built in reference to the special needs of those individuals, right? So that we are motivating them in terms of vocational life skills training, in terms of curriculum building, so that they're able to write, listen, speak, and we're able to motivate them to go ahead and live a dignified life. Why we do this in terms of working with the special need and at risk individuals. At UNI, the vision is for the care program is that, we'll go to the next slide. So at UNI Care, where the vision is to transform the institutional care in our nation, where the individuals with special needs are staying. The transformation of the way we look into the institutional care run homes, where the individuals with special needs will be provided with those facilities, with those necessities, like vocational training, like curriculum, like counseling, that will help them to develop, that will help them to lead a dignified life. Our vision is to work with these homes and transform them into model homes, which will empower the individuals living and leading a fruitful and fulfilling life. So, where we see that the society abandons them, the state-run homes are providing them with shelter. U&I Care is providing them with all the required necessities that are required for them to maintain their health and hygiene, to maintain their life dignified in a dignified way. So this is what U&I Care does in the state-run homes in Bangalore, Karnataka. So over to you, Rohit, to talk about the next program.
So you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Now?
We can hear you.
Yes, once again, I'll have to share my screen again. Let me know if you are able to see my screen again.
Yes, sir. It's
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Chandra, for speaking about U&I Care. And I'll be speaking about the third program of UNI, which is U&I Ignite. And I was telling, right, we just started UNI recently in last 1.5 years. And moving to speak about what UNI Ignite is. Ignite majorly focuses on developing and implementing short and medium-term volunteering programs. The team works towards creating impact in various areas like animal welfare, disability awareness, gender equality, and environmental issues. And they provide various volunteering opportunities, which include both virtual and on-ground activities. And Ignite has also engaged around 4,000 volunteers until now from across the globe, which also includes like volunteers from Australia, UK, France, and other cities. Moving on to one of the biggest projects which Ignite did and also had a great impact throughout the country, social awareness campaign during the second wave. If you all know, when the second wave hit, there was a lot of chaos around the country. People were not able to get beds. People were not able to get oxygen cylinders. People were not able to get concentrators, ambulance. And people were unaware about what to do. It's not just about education, right? Even an educated person doesn't know how to take care of a COVID person, or how to take care of a symptom, or how to recognize what is happening. So that's why one of the biggest program which we did was social awareness campaign during the pandemic season, where we tried to put up different kind of infographics on day-to-day basis for different stakeholders, so that they understand and they realize what's happening. Uh, One of our main purpose was to be ready before someone uh, is infected, and you know what to do and how to take care of them. There's a huge website built by UNI called Breathe India Resource website in our own UNI website, where anyone across the country can go to this website and look for what they are in need of. Because if you all might remember, there's a lot of lack of medical resources during that time. So for example, if I'm a person in Bangalore, if I go to this website, search for ambulances in Bangalore, I would immediately get the number of ambulances which are available. So that's why thousands of volunteers on backend used to go and re-verify again and again about the availability of all those things, where the oxygen available, the blood available, the plasma availability, where the home services open, the testing centers open, because there were a lot of times that the information was received right, but there was, because of lack of resources, it was exhausted. So our volunteers were again and again verifying this and putting up on this website. So anyone in the country, in any city, wanted anything, they would have gone to this website and look for whatever they are looking for. But other than this, also to mention about few things which Ignite did is, they, in past year, they did a great COVID relief program, which I already spoke about, by providing medical equipments to various organizations. We also sent around 44 concentrators to our cities, so that if anyone is in need in surrounding, we can give them concentrators. We also installed a power generator in state of Tamil Nadu, which gave electricity to around, if I'm not wrong, 20 villages, so that the hospitals can run easily. We also provided few medical equipments to make sure that hospital has more capacity to take like patients during the COVID time. And this is what Ignite does. And it's just beginning of Ignite. And we will look at bigger projects from Ignite in coming years. Over to you, Chandra.
Thank you, Rohit, for talking about our project Ignite, about our program, the different projects that our program Ignite did. And as we talked about the three programs that we have, that is U&I Care, U&I Teach, and U&I Ignite, we want to take all of you ahead with the journey of how you and I can bring the change together, how you can be a part of our community and be a change maker. So to begin with, you can be a part of U&I Teach program. As we talked about the U&I Teach program, where we are providing quality education through the process of volunteering to the different students across different parts of this country in different cities, right? So as a volunteer, you can teach a kid. As a leader, you can lead a city. And I will talk further about what volunteering is and what leadership is in U&I Teach program. So to take it forward, as a volunteer, what can you do and why would you volunteer with UNI? So to go ahead, we'll go to the next slide. Okay, so why should you volunteer with the UNI Teach program with us? So in the journey of being a volunteer, we, as discussed, we are in 39 cities, and considering the times of pandemic, we have also become, we also have extended online remote learning in terms of you can be in one city and teach in another city, or you can be in your own city and teach the respective child from the orphanage, from the community center, from the shelter home, being at your home. Whereas, as we said, through digital equipment, that is through laptops, we will be able to connect the volunteers to the students and they can teach. And you, as a volunteer, can learn and have a journey together through the digital mode, right? So, with the times of the pandemic, we have seen that there has been more possibilities of remote learning, and we in UNI have also equipped ourselves, and also, like we said, we have been able to build that gap digitally and provide resources to the students in different shelter homes, community centers, through phones, through tabs, through laptops. And we have been able to connect volunteers across different cities to be able to teach the students in the shelter home. So why should you volunteer? That today, with situations, we have the provisions of online and hybrid volunteering. We have the provisions of offline pertaining to the cities where it's a possibility. But looking at why you should volunteer is because you will be able to impact children. You will be able to also be provided with teacher training. And teacher training will be through different modules that will be provided to you to have better learning of creative teaching, to be able to have different modules of how to teach student better, of how to look at different lesson plans to be taught, and how to create structures to be able to teach the students. And we will provide you with the modules of teacher training, which you will be able to develop better as a teacher, as a mentor for your respective students. And you will be able to lead a movement of change makers, right? So at UNI, we say that be the change, right? So you will be able to be a part of our community of 39 cities where we have change makers. You will be a part of it when you become a volunteer. And through that change maker community, you will be able to be a part of the culture, the community that we celebrate, where we all come together for a common goal, where we all come together to work for a cause. And you will also receive a certification from UNI as a part of your volunteering journey. Now to come to as to why should you become a leader with UNI? And as a leader, you will be able to impact volunteers and kids. So in terms of the volunteering management and the class management, as a leader, it will give you the skill sets. And as from UNI, we will be providing you with trainings which will help you to develop your leadership skills, which will help you to have skills in management, where you will be able to manage class, manage the students, manage the volunteers, be it in offline classes, online classes, or hybrid classes. You will be able to also have great participation in national meets, where leaders across all the cities of UNI are coming together to share their experiences, to learn together, to grow together. And you will be able to be a part of the national meets, and to be a part of leadership training. As we shared, that teacher training will help you to develop your skills as a teacher, help in creative teaching, help in lesson planning for your child. As a leader, it will help you to develop your structures for classroom management, your structures for volunteer management, and how you can build a community in your respective team. So you will be able to work as a team. You will be able to develop your skills as in terms of teamwork, your interpersonal development, and through this, we will provide you with different trainings at different intervals in the journey of UNI, where you will be able to develop your skills as a leader. And you will also receive a certification from UNI for your leadership journey. So I wanted to share at this point that yes, we are here with the students of NIT Silchar. So we currently do not have a chapter of UNI in NIT Silchar. So when I talk about leadership, you definitely have the opportunity to start the UNI program, the UNI chapter in the city of Silchar. So as you see that we have 39 cities, we can also have Silchar join us in the journey of UNI, where UNI Teach program can be there in a community center, in a shelter home, or in an orphanage, where you will be able to teach, you will be able to create impact with students. So we are giving you that opportunity to start UNI program of Teach in Silchar. So we will be providing with all the details, which will be given to all of you, so that you also can have that opportunity to start Silchar UNI program of the Teach program. So what do you need to do to become a volunteer? So as we shared about why you should volunteer and be a leader with us, we want to also share that what would you need to do to be a volunteer? You have to provide 2.5 hours in a week. So as I said, pertaining to the pandemic situations, we are having online classes or hybrid classes across different cities that we currently work with in the U&I Teach program. And with situations getting better, we will also transition, or we have transitioned across different times into offline classes. But pertaining to this, you will be having classes which will require you to volunteer for 2.5 hours in a week. And you will need to volunteer with us for a period of 9 months, which is for one academic year. And you need to be consistent as a volunteer, because as we shared, we look at not just teaching the students but also mentoring them, also empowering them to create impact in their lives. So as a volunteer, you're not just a teacher, you're mentor to your students. So you will require to be consistent in this journey, and we from UNI expect that 80% attendance for you to take the journey of volunteering. And similarly, as a journey of leadership, what do you need to do to become a leader with UNI? So we'll go to the next slide. Yes. So what you need to do to become a leader with UNI? As we shared that there is 2.5 hours as a volunteer that you would need to give, where you will be given the teacher training, you will be given the knowledge of how to go about teaching, mentoring the child, and looking at the holistic development and academic development of the student. As a leader, you would need to give 8 to 10 hours, because you would need to be a part of the planning, brainstorming team for building all for building the team together of volunteers, and to be able to give the support to the students. The requirement of 8 to 10 hours is in a week, because you will be the team on ground to lead your city, to lead your center. And you will also need to provide the 9 months journey of one academic year. And we expect the consistency from the leaders, because the leadership team will be taking the city ahead, will be taking the chapter ahead, and we require that 80% attendance from the leaders as well. So in terms of volunteering, in terms of leadership, we will be providing you with all the resources where you can volunteer in the respective city. You can start the city of Silchar as a chapter, and you can apply for leadership in the respective cities as well. And we will be providing you with all the required resources. You can also go and visit our website for the same. So over to
Thank
you,
you.
Rohit.
Thank you, Chandu. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Am I audible or am I still on mute?
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. So thanks for speaking about volunteering program, Chandra. So I'll be speaking about internship programs. We also provide short-term and long-term internship programs with UNI, where you can come work with us and understand how NGO works on a back end. So short-term program is for 1 month, which is for 45 days, or like 1 month to 45 days. Or the long-term program is from 3 months to 6 months program, where you can come and intern with us. And we also hire a lot of managers. So if anyone is interested to come and be a part of a greater cause, do a full-time job in UNI, please do apply for roles in our website. We have different kind of roles. Like although I and Chandra handle different cities, but we also work for different teams in the organization. I and Chandra are part of monitoring, evaluation, and learning department. There are different departments in office, like content development team, social media team, the fundraising team, the Ignite team, the Care team, the training and engagement team, the recruitment team, the expansion team, and various things. And regarding this, you'll get more and more information on our website. So you can feel free to go to our website and look into uh, various roles. And now, speaking few things about on field and how our leadership team works, I wanted to show you all a small video about how our leaders are there and what do they do in different cities. Just give me a second. The video is just loading, so I'll just play it so that you can all,
down the seconds until you
can all listen.
get the ad, right? I get it. But what if you never had to watch an ad again? What if
I'll play the video. If Anusha and Sina can just tell me if the video is audible, that would be really great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is a small peek about how our leadership teams work, or who are our leaders and what background do they come from.
growing up, I never felt like I belonged anywhere.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible and also visible.
After the Kerala floods in 2019, my life took a 180. It was around that time I became a volunteer and later a leader at U&I. Leadership gave me a sense of belonging, a collaborative space to be truly me. Today, I lead a culture of inclusivity.
Nothing satisfies me as finding my very purpose in this world. And that's why I chose leadership, a journey to step into my true calling. Today, I lead my tribe to find their purpose.
Creating something from nothing excites me, where I get to lay the foundations and decode the future. That's why I became a leader, so that I can lay the foundations for hundreds of children in my city. I lead to decode and innovate learning for the next generation. I'm always driven to channelize my energy to become a better version of myself. That's why I chose leadership, to unlock my true potential. Today, I lead my tribe to become better versions of themselves. I was at the lowest point during the early years of my college life. U&I gave me the safe space to open up, be vulnerable, share my life story, and reflect upon my journey. I found my confidence to step up, to be Pariti again. I need to create a safe space for our children and my community. I started working very early on to support my family. I was shy, never in the forefront, and assumed others way better than me. Leadership took me out of my comfort zone to find my worth. Today, I lead a city, run a business, and challenge others to step out of their comfort zone. I believe together is the secret sauce to overcome anything. Leadership is where I found my winning. Push boundaries and run towards goals. Today, I lead a relentless tribe of change. Now, it's your time to take forward this opportunity of a lifetime. To become the next leaders who can create, influence, and impact. We loved it. We lived it. Our life changed, and so will yours. Sign up to lead your learning circle.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for watching the video, friends. And I wanted to speak about my leadership journey and then show you all one more small video from our founders and then end this presentation. And as Chandra already told you that it's a great time to also start the Silchar chapter. So if anyone is interested, we can start a chapter in Silchar. And that's why I wanted to show you all that video. And if I'm not wrong, we also have a collaboration with NIT Trichy, where NIT Trichy students come and volunteer with us, and they have a chapter in Trichy. So please go do apply for it. Moving on and speaking about why I do what I do is, I used to be a student in Christ University, if you all know. And I used to be a part of a small theater team in the college. And one day, one of my leaders told me that, hey, we are going to do a play in a small village outside Bangalore. And we started practicing for the play, and we practiced for like 3-4 days. And then the leader came to me and she told me that it's going to be like, she told the entire team that it's going to be a 3 hours journey. We're going to travel 3 hours, go perform a play, and then come back. I was really shocked to listen that, hey, for doing a small street play of 10 minutes, we have to travel all the way 3 hours to do it. And I also thought that, what is it going to matter? Because for just what will people change by seeing a street play in 10 minutes? And like, can't do anything for sure. I went for the play. We traveled 3 hours. We did 10 minutes play, and then we came back. And I thought that, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Is there going to be an impact? Whatever it is. And after 2 months, we had to visit the same village for a rural exposure camp. You all might know, because as I heard before, Gyansagar also conducts rural camps. So we went to that camp, and the project manager of that camp saw me and came to me. He gave me a hug. And I was doing one of the main roles in the street play team. So he had noticed me. He came to me, he gave me a hug, And I have the picture from the play. This was the play, and these were the students whom we were doing the play for. And he came to me and he told me that, Rohit, do you remember you came 2 months back and did a small play in a school? I was like, yes, sir. And he told me that the play was on women, child marriage, child education, and to give education about 1098, which is the Child Helpline Center. So he reminded me of that, and he told me that recently one of the children from that school was forced to get married. She was under 14 and she was forced to get married. And two of her other friends remembered what we spoke about. They gave a call to 1098 and told them that, hey, one of our friends is getting forced to get married. And I didn't have any words to explain that day. I went to a corner and I realized that, yes, the 3 hours journey of coming and doing a small play really made an impact. From that day till today, I always take any kind of opportunity to go and volunteer. And then I continued doing my street play. And I thought, hey, I need to take this full time and go and do some impact. And this is where I found my tribe. I joined U&I 1.5, it's about 2 years now, 2 years back, so that I can take it full time and create whatsoever impact which I can create and whatever I can give to the society back. When I came, I got Bhubaneswar as a center, and I got it during a pandemic. I had never met my teammates in office. I'd never seen Bhubaneswar ever in my life. But still, we made sure that we found a small 4 or 5 people who are very interested and striving to go do some change. We got these 4 people and we started a small center. Although it was because of pandemic, I don't think we could conduct a lot of classes throughout the year, but we could conduct few classes. But today, after down the line in 1.5 years, we run 2 centers in Bhubaneswar, the English program and the tuition program on Saturdays and Sundays. We have 40 kids who come, and we have 50 plus volunteers this year. And every time I attend a class on Saturday and Sunday, it feels and it gives me immense happiness to see that, hey, it's such a huge change. Similarly with Shillong, right? We started Shillong 6-7 months back. When second wave was going on, we found few 4 or 5 people who were really interested to go and do something in Shillong. And one of the girls were also from Silchar who started there. And even we have a great center there. We work closely with Bethany Society, where we teach specially abled kids with different kind of challenges. And there we teach around 30-35 kids every Sunday. And that's the reason I do what I do. Thanks a lot for listening to my story. And before I end this, I also wanted to show you all about how our community is and how together we rised during the pandemic season.
Alone is tough, because when we're alone, we're in our own echo chamber, in our secluded worldview. That can hold us back in tough times. But the truth about community is, when you fall, together we will rise. This is a guarantee, because when I am weak, we are strong. The pandemic left us on a cliffhanger. It was vulnerability on silver screen, desperation on OTT, fatigued and helpless. We lost our mojo for the future ahead. But here's how we saw things change. We discovered ourselves in ways we never did. To breathe was a superpower. To stay grounded was the best version of ourselves. We didn't come this far to only come this far. We're at the beginning of a whole new chapter, the opportunity to unlearn, to relearn, a rediscovery of self, a rediscovery of our tribe. Empathy isn't one-dimensional anymore. To love others, we need to start loving ourselves. To lead others well, we need to start leading ourselves. To be in charge is to take care of those in our charge. Asking someone, "Are you okay?" can be truly life-changing. From tearing down, we rise to a place of active compassion, where egos shrink and our actions think. That's where we really shine. That's where we really own it. Empathy unlocks compassion. We are a people standing for something bigger than us, where we lead by leaning in and make compassion our dopamine. Let's build the culture for the next generation, where we empower 1 million kids through the gift of education and give them the real taste of unbiased love and of active empathy. It's going to be done. We are still fixing the cracks. We may not have all the answers, but we can ask better questions. We're not here to mic drop, but to pass on that mic, to listen intentionally, to affirm generously, to serve unconditionally, to connect authentically. Together, let's serve with humility, passion, clarity, and maybe even a sense of humor. We're going to rebuild trust, rebuild character, rebuild connection, rebuild humanity. This is our cocktail to future-proof a change community. Alone is tough, but together, we're the toughest in the battle. This is our moment. This moment can make history, because when you fall, together we rise.
Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks a lot. It was really nice speaking to you all. And that's the end of our presentation from me and Chandra. So we'll open up the floor for questions and answers.
Thank you is a word too small for you, sir and ma'am. We feel honored with your presence amongst us, as you and your words have been highly motivating for us.
So moving ahead, now we are providing you with a feedback form posted in the chat box. Kindly fill the form, share your feedback and views regarding the same. Those with interesting views and suggestions will get a chance to share the same in the session.
Anusha, the questions will be asked by you and Sinha.
Asked by like audience, but we will convey you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am and sir. There is one question from our audience. They want to ask you that your Breath India program was a huge success. So how was the experience? How does it feel to know that someone's life was saved because of your timely help?
Chandra, you want to answer that question or should I?
Go for it, Rohit.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for asking that questions. And only answer which I can give to it is, as you told, how we feel about when you see the impact happening, right? And that's what we live for. And every day I go to work only because I get that feeling at night that here I've impacted someone's life. And especially speaking about India, we have seen so many people using the website, getting used and getting help out of the website which we have built, and which our volunteers are working day and night for verifying just makes our days so happy. And I think that's what especially I live for. If you want to add something, for sure, Chandra, you can add something for it.
Yes, absolutely. Very similar to what Rohit said, that we are able to be a part of this community that is impacting lives, and through different programs, through different projects, when we see that it's directly impacting the lives, it definitely gives us so much motivation to be a part of the bigger community. When we see that we are taking that step ahead, that one little step is taken by everyone, and together we are bringing that change. So that itself is a huge motivation for all of us to be in this together.
Thank you, ma'am and sir. We have the next question, that what are the key indicators by which you measure your NGO's impact?
Yes. Thanks a lot for asking that question, whosoever it is, because it's very important to analyze and measure the impact of the entire organization. I'll speak about how we measure impact in Teach program. As I initially told you that we place our kids by doing pre-assessments, and we also conduct different kind of assessments throughout the year. So we conduct pre-assessments, we conduct semester assessments, we conducted the final impact assessment, through which we try to track the growth of the students. So if the student has scored like around 30% initially and has scored 60% at last, that says that there has been 40% growth in the students' learning. So that's how we try to track the growth of the students. Similarly, we also roll out different kind of feedback forms and modules with our volunteers and leaders to also track their growth. Chandra, you want to add something to it?
Yes, so to add on to that, accordingly, when we look at academic growth of the student, we also look at holistic growth of the student. So in the Teach program, we have the holistic development program where we look at the overall development across, say, one program that we look into. We look into health and hygiene, we look into positive mental health, we look into respecting my community, and there are different programs in that in the program of holistic development. So we conduct a beginning of the year and an end of the year assessment, and it's an observational assessment that is taken by the volunteer who is teaching and mentoring the child. So it is an assessment on the basis of the observations, and we're able to understand that what is the growth of the student in terms of the holistic behavior. So what Rohit mentioned, that academically and also holistically, we're able to see the growth and the impact, and along with the feedback that we take across all stakeholders of the program.
Thank you so much, ma'am and sir, for your words of wisdom. And the next question will be asked by direct audience. So audience, mic is open for everyone. Please ask your questions to sir and ma'am.
Good evening. I am Ananya from first year. So, ma'am and sir, my question is, since you have been a part of U&I, were there any setbacks in the journey? If so, how could you please share how you have overcome those?
Rohit, do you want to take that question first?
Yes. Was the question, was there any hurdles in the journey and how we came across it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How did you overcome?
Yes, speaking about my U&I journey, because I basically handle Bhubaneswar and Shillong. Few of the hurdles, especially for my Bhubaneswar team, was we couldn't find center at all for a long time. Because as I told you, we started during the pandemic. Like Bhubaneswar exactly started in March and the pandemic hit. And I was completely unaware about the city. I didn't have much friends there and everything was online. And it takes a lot of time for some random person to trust one more random person who's telling that, hey, come, we'll go and teach kids, we'll build a new center there. So it took a lot of time for me, around 2 to 3 months, to find a center in Bhubaneswar. And it also affected the 4 to 5 people who had joined with us, telling that, hey, I want to do some impact. But in the last 3-4 years, what they are doing is just going and searching for a center. How did I come across it? Is again and again we were going back to those 4 or 5 people, telling them different kind of stories about different cities, that hey, this city started something like this city started something like this. There are times where it takes even 6 months to find a center. Don't worry, we are there with you. We also try to build different kind of Excel sheets full of centers which we can go and approach them, ask them. So this is how we finally could able to find a center in Bhubaneswar, and that is something I think which I have struggled a lot initially to find something. But after that, for sure, there were different kind of hurdles throughout my journey. But I had really good mentors in U&I whom I could go and ask them that, hey, I'm facing this problem, and they would tell me that, don't worry, Rohit, I'm there with you. I'll teach you how to overcome this. And just taking that platform, Chandra is one of my mentors in the organization. She always comes up with creative solutions where I don't feel that, hey, this is a problem. I just go and implement it and it's done. If you want to speak about your hurdle, Chandra, you can go for it.
Thank you, Rohit. Thank you. And it has been a great journey working with you. So I want to talk, as Rohit also mentioned about the setbacks, about the hurdle. In my journey, I think the transition from offline to online, right? That has been in terms of a hurdle in general. When we are working with shelter homes, orphanages, where we are working with offline systems, right? In terms of our volunteers have been volunteering offline as a volunteer organization, volunteer driven organization. We are looking at offline mentoring teaching of the students, and that mindset shift from offline to online during the time of pandemic was one of the major setbacks that we have to implement these. But what I could say is how we could overcome that was immense support from different departments of the organization, from the on ground team, who said that we will not give up. Our main goal is going to be teaching the students, and it's continuing to be teaching the students, right? So be it online, be it offline, we will make sure that the transition happens smoothly, and that happens through the process of organizing for laptops, tablets, for mobile phones, for different ad hoc devices that could be provided with an immediate urgency to the different shelter homes. And we were able to also transition our entire module from being an offline module to an online module, where we transitioned into, say, from books to having the soft copies of the books, to having worksheets, to transitioning that into presentations, into PDFs, and looking at that transition, that shift, where the students have to also have that mindset shift, right? Where it's about sitting with the respective teacher and mentor and studying, to seeing a screen. That shift was definitely one of the challenges, but because of the support that we received across different departments of the organization, and all of us came together to build a system of remote learning. And that was a huge learning for me, that in terms of my cities, where Guwahati, from 2018, we have been working as a city. So our academic years have experienced offline, but we made sure that all our centers in Guwahati transition into the online mode of education, into the online mode of teaching for our classes. And for Kolkata, we just had one class. I remember it was in 2020, we had one class. Our icebreaker class had happened with the students, with the volunteers, and that was offline. And soon after, we had to transition the entire structure and system into online. But the leaders did not give up. The volunteers did not give up. The team and staff of U&I came together to build the remote learning model that has helped us till date through these years of pandemic to maintain the impact that we want to create with our students, and to continue with quality education being given to the students in our program. So definitely there has been challenges, but that has helped us to grow and learn better and work together as a team.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. And thank you so much for your words of wisdom. So questions are a lot, but we are running short on time. So let's move ahead.
Now we would like to honor U&I Trust with a certificate of appreciation, hoping to see more collaboration in the future. So sir, please accept a small token of gratitude.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, this platform to be here and talk about the journey of U&I. It really inspires us to see the great work that you all are doing, and we really want to appreciate the platform, and we really want to appreciate Gyansagar for organizing the conclave and helping us to talk about our organization and the work of our organization, and to take this journey together. We really thank each and every one of you, and continue the great work that you all are doing, and continue to create the change and be the change and create impact. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am, surely. Thank you so much, ma'am. And we will mail you this certificate also. And we also wish that you also mail us the details, like how to join the U&I and the internship and everything. And let's wrap up this. Thank you, sir and ma'am. The gratitude we could express for sharing your rosing journey and inspiring us with such morals is immeasurable. The efforts you put into those young minds to nurture their future are awe-inspiring. Despite encountering the low points of your journey, your organization still strives to see the underprivileged thrive. There exists a spectacle in every spec, is as motivational as it goes, and I'm sure that now we all are believers. Transforming the minds of youth climbs up the social ladder up to a point where it influences the nation's future. We here at Gyansagar believe in the social change towards a bright future. Let the story of your journey and achievements of your organization be a catalyst to our members at Gyansagar and our community. Thank you, ma'am and sir. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhad bhavet. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu.
Thank you so much.